Hello there, and welcome to my tutorial on how to join the KKK. So the first thing you want to do is, I'm kidding, I totally got you. I really hope someone was in the same room as you and is really concerned now. Don't worry guys, it's just John doing the Johnny Show. The KKK stuff's next week. So it's been a few days since the last episode. If today's Saturday, that means it's been 260 days to be exact. Obviously, a crap ton has happened, and I'm going to summarize everything as quickly as I can. The last episode was in July, which means that I was still a cashier at Walmart. I basically finished that summer off as a cashier, and it was the first year rolling in September where I didn't go to school since I was 3. I ended up quitting my job as a cashier because I figured I should start my adult life, I guess. I became a salesman for one shift until I realized, nope, this is not for me. My next job that I went to as a social worker also wasn't for me. That kind of sent me down a spiral because the last 12 years of my life, I thought I wanted to go into something to do with psychology. So when I was a social worker and didn't like it, I panicked. And basically, I was unemployed for the next 3 months, just having a quarter-life crisis. I ended up stopping myself and really sitting down and researching exactly what I want to do in this life. And then when I found that out, I worked backwards. And honestly, it worked. I found out where I wanted to work and what I wanted to do, and I actually got that job within 2 months of realizing that. And yeah, it's been really good. I'm finally in a place where I feel like I'm going to stay here for a little bit. It's funny how life works, though, because at the end of 2021, unfortunately, my grandpa, who I lived with, passed away. And it was the saddest day of my entire life. But I realized that if I wasn't unemployed for those 3 months, I wouldn't have been able to spend as much time with him. Like, I was here every day. I was confused, but I was here every day talking to him, spending time with him, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. The only thing I'm disappointed about is that he doesn't get to see me now. He only saw me at my lowest, basically. But shortly after his passing, everything turned around for me. I do believe he knows, but I just wish I could have seen his face. But yeah, that's kind of it. There's really nothing else worth mentioning. I'm 23, and yeah. So I think it's time to move on to one of the best quotes I've ever heard. When I say the words trash talk, what do you think of? Sports, right? And when I say sports, what do you think of? Basketball, hockey, soccer. Well, you're wrong. The real sport that I'm talking about is bowling. We just got to play it. Ready? Okay. Oh, already. He's wearing sunglasses and like, look how serious he is, dude.
Strike to claim it. Strike to claim it.
Wow. Did you hear how loud the crowd got as soon as he released it? Oh, wow. Look how excited he is. Do you hear his voice, man? This is the stuff I'm talking about. Like, you can't just watch a video normally. You have to think about everything. Like, this dude is, I don't know, 60. And when you listen to his voice, okay, if you close your eyes and listen to his voice, I think you would automatically know he's a bowler. I'm pausing a lot because this all plays into the quote that you're about to hear. His voice, the atmosphere, the fact that he takes off his sunglasses, the fact that he had it on in the first place, everything matters when it comes to what he's about to say.
That's right. Who do you think you are? I am.
Are you kidding me? Who do you think you are? I am. At first, it doesn't really make sense, does it? Because, like, who do you think you are? I am. There's really nothing he's calling him or himself. However, the only time you say that is when someone is acting like out of their role as whatever they are. So like if an employee does something that the boss only ever does, you say, who do you think you are? You're just an employee. And what I'm thinking is that he's saying, whoever you think you are, like the best bowler of all time, I am. The more you think about it, the more it haunts you. It's that mental game. If you just call him a loser, it's not the same because you can just brush that off. All right, as good as that was, I think this story is possibly even better. It's one of those stories where it's like, of course this happened to me. It all starts in 2019 when I tried Chick-fil-A for the first time. I live in a small town in Ontario, and Chick-fil-A is just not a thing here. I tried it for the first time in 2019 and absolutely loved it, which sucks because I never ate it again. But then a Chick-fil-A opened close enough to where I figured a drive there wouldn't be that bad, but far enough to where I don't want to drive there all the time, you know? So on a Saturday at 12 p.m., we decided that we would drive up, get a bunch of Chick-fil-A, and come back and eat it. And it was going to be a great day. Immediately, my stomach's hurting. Of course, everyone's waiting on me. I'm in the bathroom, and I'm like, I might not be able to go. I pull myself together and say, no, I'm taking control over my body. I'm going to go. It's about an hour maybe from the house that we were at. My stomach's hurting the entire time I get there. I have to use the washroom. No one knows about this, by the way. This is all in my head and in my body. I didn't tell anyone that I was this uncomfortable. We get to the restaurant. Of course, the line comes outside the doors of the restaurant, and I'm just thinking, you gotta be kidding me. Even if I have to use a washroom, there's no way I can get to it. But it's all gonna be worth it, right? This is Chick-fil-A we're talking about. Now, I have to credit Chick-fil-A because the line was so long, but they worked out this system and it honestly went pretty efficiently. What they did was they had a bunch of people with like iPads who could order the food for you before you got to the counter. So all you had to do at the counter was just pay. And these were all like separated throughout the line, these little iPads with people operating them. I get to the person first. And then the next person opens up for my cousin, and then the next person for my other cousin. First thing they ask me is my name, so I say John. Then they say, what do you want? I'm just going to go ham. Money's not an option here. I'm going to get whatever I want on the menu. And it costs probably, I'd say about $30 of food. After we finish paying, I feel my stomach kind of settle in to the point where I know if I use the washroom, I'll officially be fine. I use the washroom, and I hear a knock on the door. It's my cousin saying, hey, I got your food. We're waiting in the car. Everything's good. My stomach's cleared up. We got our Chick-fil-A, and all we got to do is drive home. When I get to the car, I ask my cousins, did you check for all the food in the bags? They said yes. They said they double checked. Now, do I trust them? Or do I just make sure myself? They're really trustworthy people, and they double check because they have just as much to lose that I do. So I made a judgment call, and I said, I trust you guys. Now I think you know what's going to happen. They drop me off with the food while they go, I think they're picking up a drink or something like that. I start looking for the food. All right, Caleb's food, it's all there. Dylan's food, it's all there. There's not a single thing that I ordered. There was a bag of food, but it was all wrong. So I was wondering, who do I get angry at? Chick-fil-A for messing up my order, my cousins for reassuring me that they checked my order once they got it, or myself for not checking the order once they said they checked my order. So I call them pretty mad, and I'm like, so you guys just don't like to check food bags or something? Because there isn't $30 worth of food in here. Now, I know they didn't do this on purpose, but they were explaining themselves, and they were saying, John, I don't know what to say. We got our food. They called Caleb, they called Dylan, then they called Johnny, and then we picked up the food, and I was like, wait, whoa. They called Johnny. Remember when the cashier said, what's your name? And I said, John? My cousins weren't there because they were at their own little iPad cashiers ordering their food. There just happened to be another person in line with the name Johnny who ordered at around the same time as me, so that when I wasn't there, my cousins heard Johnny and they were like, oh, that's for us. The worst part about it is that I can't get mad at anyone anymore. I literally think it was a kid's meal. I went from $30 of food to a kid's meal. My mouth is salivating right now because I still haven't had the chicken sandwich that I really wanted. But yeah. So that's the story. That's kind of it for the episode. Quote of the day. Let's see. I think the quote of the day is pretty obvious. It's not going to be my quote because there's nothing that I can say that's better than, who do you think you are? I am. It just doesn't get any better than that. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go eat. Not a chicken sandwich, that's for sure. Thank you for watching, and I don't know when the next time I'll post is. Probably, if I had to estimate, maybe like 261 days from now. This has been The Johnny Show. See you next time.